birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Laguna Seca for the final race of the Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series here on V-Speed. I'm Eddie Smith, and tonight we've got 30 fast laps. It's going to be a quick one here to crown a champion in this IndyCar Series. It's been a lot of fun, been a lot of ups and downs, lots of casualties along the way, but it's been fun to try something different, and boy, I'm glad to have been a part of it. I want to thank Lincoln Tech for their sponsorship of this series all season long. It's been putting on some pretty good racing, and tonight it's sort of the I don't know, just kind of a swan song for Scott Rankin, who is going to take home the championship just by virtue of showing up. So yeah, congratulations to him. So this is race. It doesn't really matter as far as the championship goes, but man, I'll tell you, what a great track. It's got its own story in itself. Yeah, the championship is settled, but this track is one of the most legendary tracks. One of the best in the United States for sure. It is a technical track, a lot of lefts, a lot of rights. And then, of course, you've got the all and famous corkscrew, which we'll be watching these guys go down throughout the race. And the IndyCar makes it a little bit nervous down that corkscrew. These cars they race it in real life. It's a lot of fun to watch. You can see the drop off as they go down. You can see some folks have already missed it, but you drop down quite a few stories as you come down the corkscrew. And I'll tell you, it is a very challenging track. It's going to be a lot about racing the track tonight, less about racing the competitors. But I know these guys would love to get a win. If you're Scott Rankin, you want to go out on top, want to get that thing rolling, get the championship and the race win. But if you're Ryan Pendleton, Patrick Dravitt, Jacob Ellingson, Joe Hobbs, Tyler, I mean, you're here for a trophy. And this would be a heck of a place to get a win. You can see the track there right up on that sign up there. That's kind of the look of it. It's just a very technical track. You've got long, sweeping, left-handed corners. Everything sort of goes to the left. There's a few right-handers. But you've got the corkscrew. You've got a couple really fast corners that these IndyCars really excel at. So I think it'll be interesting to see how they who can find the speed there. But they've got a couple tight corners that make it difficult to get through. There is one left-hander going up to the corkscrew that is a nasty, nasty turn. You can make up a lot of time, but you can also lose a lot. You can see a runoff there, a lot of dirt, not a lot to play with there. You run off in that dirt, you're going to have a bad time. No fast repairs, so you got to be careful taking care of that car. Take a look at your race analysis as always. We got the race, 30 laps. This is going to be a quick one. It's going to be over before you know it. No caution laps. About a minute, 10 seconds a lap, so this should fly right by. You got unlimited tire sets if you need. You got to use both compounds in the race. You got to use the hard and the soft tire. They call it primary and something else, but we're going to call it the hard and soft because that makes the most sense. 60% fuel load, so you're going to have to be thinking about that strategy. And, of course, you got the big setup. No fast repair here tonight. So you step a tire off, you could be in big, big trouble. Well, as they come up come through the track, going up the hill to the corkscrew, let's take a look at your grid. Everybody starts here today. Ryan Pendleton going to start on the front row. Scott Rankin, your champion, going to start outside of the front row. Row number 2 is going to be Patrick Dravitt. And Jacob Ellingson going to start 4th. 5th and 6th going to be Joe Hobbs and Tyler Justice. Timothy Jones did not grid up. He said he was nervous, and so he will he'll take the time off. And that's your grid here tonight. Just 6 cars, pretty normal for a series like IndyCar in an oval-centric league. Now that it's a championship race, some folks get nervous about ruining people's race, but wish they didn't do that. But hey, that's what happens pretty much every time. Well, let's get this thing rolling. We'll see who comes away with the victory tonight. It's going to be a fun race. It's going to be fun to watch these guys drive this track. I wish I was on the track because I love this track more than just about any track in the world. Definitely my favorite track. Green flag is out here in Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series. A good start for both Ryan Pendleton and Scott Rankin as they go through a little double left-hander, and that is a great opportunity for Ryan Pendleton to get the lead, which he does. And so he'll jump out front here early, and Scott Rankin will fall in second place. Already somebody running off the track. Well, all season long, we know we've kind of set the groups. There's been some particular groups that have kind of set themselves apart, and Ryan Pendleton and Scott Rankin are sort of in their own area. But I'm looking to see maybe Patrick Dravitt can get up there and make some noise at this track. This is a track that a lot of people are familiar with, and a lot of times these road courses, especially in IndyCars, you get like Long Beach where people have never driven there before. But this track has been around for a long, long time. And Patrick actually goes off the track there. Oh, and he's going to spin out. Patrick Dravitt spins it out in the hairpin. And his teammate's going to go around, and so Patrick's going to fall way back. The broadcaster first gets him as he's going to fall back to the 5th position. Well, these two have kind of been in their own group along with Nathan Graham and Brian Provo have kind of always kind of pulled away as a 4-car little tandem. The other two not here tonight, and Ryan getting out here early. Starting to pull away. Now they do have the push to pass, 10 push to pass like always, I think, or 20. The thing is, you're not going to have much opportunity to use that at this track. It's going to be there's not a whole lot of room to use a push to pass, that's for sure. So I don't think we'll see that. Both these two on the hard tire. You got Tyler Justice back in third. He is on the soft. These guys electing to use hard tire early. Let's take a look at the track temp. Track temp is 135 degrees, which is probably a good reason why they're on that hard tire. That they don't want that degradation be that big a deal. Well, at 78 degrees in the ambient temperature and 135 degrees on the track is pretty incredible. The sun just beating down on them. But Ryan Pendleton already out to a 1.4 second lead. Neither one of them have used a push to pass just yet. And like I said, we'll kind of go. Let's go on board with Ryan Pendleton. You can kind of see what it's like to drive here at Laguna Seca. Obviously, the biggest, most famous turn here is this one right here, where you just kind of drop off. Well, I can't imagine what the seat of your pants feels like in real life, but it almost kind of gives you that feeling in sim. You kind of have that gut drop feeling like you do when you go over a hill in real life. See, just trying to hit those apexes just perfect. Those are really nice sweeping corners. You got this apex here. You don't really want to hit that turtle. You kind of takes the tire right next to it. This is where you would use a push to pass. But you can see the straightaway not very long, right up over the hill. You're going to start braking right at this sign. Drive right down to the red mark. Let it push out just a little bit in the middle to angle this corner right here a lot better. And he does exactly that. Then we got a really tough, almost off-camber right-hander here that's very, very difficult. And this one right here, try to take it as fast as you possibly can. Now this is probably the scariest corner on the track right here, because this one will get you if you're not careful. Kind of leans you into it, but he's doing a great job. And this one right here is also a corner you have to take fast. You see, he's actually being really nice and easy with it on these cold tires. I expect to see maybe someone try to get aggressive with that, but you see the corkscrew again as he's going to knock it out of the park. A great lap there. He was about a tenth of a second faster than Scott Rankin, who ran a 1:12.6 to Ryan Pendleton's 1:12.5. So they have definitely separated themselves. And you got Tyler Justice, though. He is joining the party. He's on those soft tires, so I wonder if that's not kind of playing into his favor. And he is also using those push to pass, so he's got to be aggressive. Use those, you can see that push to pass active with those green blinking lights. So he's trying to use these tires to his advantage. He definitely has a lot more grip than these guys, but the tire will degrade at a lot quicker pace. So Tyler Justin, you can see he's really pushing it and starting to overheat the tires just a little bit. 135 degree track temp. It is very easy to do that. So you have to be careful about how hard you push. But right now he's using all the push to passes and trying to get the most he can out of these tires. He is almost a second faster than the two right up front. So he is definitely gaining a lot of time. See, almost like a four-wheel slide there. Those tires are heated up. It's just such a fun track to drive. You got to go right to the right. You have to come down the track, hit the inside little turtle there, and you kind of see that you're aiming at those red turtles on the curves, and try to hit those pretty much every single turn if you can. But just a fun track. It's a nice flowing track on the back end. The front side is a little bit nerve-wracking. We'll go on board with Scott Rankin here. It's a technical part of the track here. You really just want to be smooth, let it push out like I said earlier, get a good straight drive off, get to the left side. This corner right here is difficult to get right. You have to really feather that throttle, make sure you don't overdrive it. The same right here. It's just two different corners, different the way you attack them, and if you're not careful, you can overdrive both of them. And this is where it starts to get really fun. All these corners allow you for you to really attack them, be aggressive. See how it just almost like a slot car, and then if you go up the corkscrew, it looks harder than it actually is. It's very simple turn, especially on the sim. You're not dealing with the drastic elevation change. But look at just how the track flows here on the back side of the track. It's one of the most fun section. You can see, God, it looks like a blast. I'm honestly jealous I'm not out there. It would be, I think it would be a good time. But these top three running with all within about 1.7 seconds. Tyler Justice, I swear, he's doing everything he can to try to get caught up to these guys. He's already used 4 push to passes. They got 10 total, not 20. So 10 total. He's almost used half of his already. Yeah, I think for Tyler's strategy to really work out here, he's got to get up here and be aggressive and get out there, get by these guys, and start to put a little time on them because they're going to come in and swap to the softs. Probably, I would imagine between 18, 19, 20, something around in there, and then they will just be able to blast the last few laps. So he's going to have to got to be aggressive, which is what he's trying to do. But you can start to see a little bit of starting to fade just a little bit here now as we cross over into lap 7 of this 30-lap race. As he crosses the line, trying to see what time he's running. Yeah, still a little bit faster, but it's starting to equalize. He was almost a second faster at one point, but that is not the case now. You can see the whole car just sliding off that corner as he puts the throttle down. He lost a good amount of time there with those slides. I mean, it's just, this whole track's a big flow where if you don't, you miss a corner, it really messes up. Well, you're actually going to miss this corner right there. Ooh, very scary. He has to really get on the brakes. Luckily, the IndyCar's got some pretty good brakes there as he almost ate it going through that corner, trying to attack it like we talked about. Everybody clean through the corkscrew. Scott Rankin now starting to put a little pressure on Ryan Pendleton. They all kind of make a little mistake here and there and back up to each other, but nice little battle here. Patrick Dravic has recovered. Man, Patrick's the fastest car on the track, man. Wow. You know, he's talking about Patrick. Want to see somebody kind of come out and make a big splash, and Patrick is definitely doing that right now. That Lincoln Tech number 07 rolling at the moment. He is the fastest car on the track, and he is on the hard tires just like the front two. So, you know, maybe the trick is to spin out on lap 1. Maybe that's the trick. I don't know. But I like what he's doing, though. It's so hard. We got a battle for the lead. Couple push to passes, and then opened up the battle for the lead, and now Rankin down to the inside. That's going to be a tough spot. Go side by side, and Ryan Pendleton. They try to do it and cannot do it. And, Scott Rankin's going to back off, I guess, trying to say that he maybe ran him off. We'll go back and look at it real quick. Let's take a look at the replay. And you see side by side. You just can't go side by side here. And Scott, right here into this next corner is where they're going to go into the corner. And I don't really think Scott Rankin really did anything wrong. But he's going to back off and allow Ryan to get back in front. He wants to pass him cleanly. You can always respect that. But now Tyler Justice is the leader. He's able to take over the lead on those on the soft tires. And Patrick Dravic making a bid for the lead as Ryan Pendleton has gotten back going and started to push and run these guys back down. Well, a third of the way through this race, this thing is going to be over quickly. I am very impressed with Patrick Dravic. I think this is just one of those tracks that if you've raced on iRacing, if you've done any kind of road course racing in any kind of game, whether it be Gran Turismo, whether it be Forza, whatever racing game, you've been on Laguna Seca before. It's a very popular track, world-class facility, and so guys have got a lot of laps, and so you can kind of see these oval guys kind of make up. As Tyler Justice comes down pit road, decides to make his pit stop here on lap 10, so he'll go 20 laps on those hard tires. But we'll see what the other drivers decide to do. I would imagine they're going to stay out a little bit longer, try to go to maybe, like I said, 18 to 20 if they can. Not really sure about the fuel load, but if they can. That way they can have a nice little sprint to finish with those soft tires. Now, once Patrick got out front, started to fade just a little bit. And I think it's always easy to follow somebody, kind of be on that attack mode at a road course, because you have that car out in front that kind of lets you know where to brake. You know, kind of use it as a reference. Once you get out front, it can be kind of tricky. You're the one making the pace. You're setting that pace. You got to know your brake points, and we're starting to see Patrick a little slower out front. Just the apex there. Ryan Pendleton gaining quite a bit. If he can do anything on this straight, if he'll use a push to pass. Didn't quite get a great run off the corner. Ryan elected to hold on to those push to pass for now as his teammate continues to lead. Big slide out of Patrick Drabbing. Takes a little bit wider arc. It kind of evens out. Oh, and Ryan misses the corner. Missed the apex there, and you can see how much time he lost to Drabbing, who is really good through this section. He has been really fast at that part of the track, and that kind of showed right there. Where I think Ryan Pendleton's a little bit faster here on the backside. Patrick's starting to drop those right sides off the dirt just a little bit. Got to be careful with that. Don't want to push the limits. Great section for both those drivers out into the final corner, the only hairpin on the track. Middleton has the ability to pass. I mean, if he would have used a push to pass right as he got on the throttle, I think he would have gotten him there. But just doing a little bit of time to set up. I mean, they both just set the fastest laps of the race. Patrick Drabbing crossed the line, set the fastest lap, then Ryan Pendleton followed it up with the fastest lap of his own. They are really putting down some heaters. They're all in the 1:11 second range as the fuel starts to burn off. See how much smoother Ryan Pendleton is through that section. Not really a great spot to pass here at the Portsmouth, I don't think. Oh, and my goodness, Patrick Drabbing is going to miss the corner. Able to recover, though, and going to stay on track. Didn't have a disastrous, but that allowed us to don't pass. Well, when a guy misses the corner like that, you definitely do then. I think Ryan was going to have to wait till right about here to make that pass, but no longer. As Drabbing gives up the goods, and now Pendleton will take the lead back over. The IndyCar just is with the downforce. You don't have a whole lot of opportunities to make mistakes, and a mistake can really change the whole lap. But we've already talked about how the track flows, and if you miss a corner, man, it really hurts you, and you have to be so precise. I've said it all season long. You seem like with all the downforce, you're just kind of throwing that thing around, but it's just not that way. You have to. It's pinpoint precision. To hit these apexes and do it at very quick speeds. And you also have to think about locking up your front brakes like Patrick Drabbing. So I think this track, you put a Ferrari GT3 on this track, I think we got a great combo there. Love GT3 cars here at Laguna Seca. But watch it as Scott Rankin starting to maybe try to take advantage of Patrick Drabbing sliding those front tires. I don't really think flat spots are modeled. Oh, and Dravic gets really loose there. I don't think flat spots are really modeled, but when you slide those fronts, you can heat them up quickly. They get superheated, and that really makes it difficult to turn. Kind of causes you to lock them up even more. So whenever that happens, you have to really be careful that you don't push them too hard for about a lap or two until they can start to cool down. They won't ever cool down to where they were, but at least they won't be heated up as much. But watching the Scott Rankin continues to put pressure here on Dravic, who was out front, got loose in the corkscrew, now is under fire from third place Scott Rankin. We'll stay on board with Scott and kind of see what it takes to make the pass. Well, it doesn't matter. That's what it takes. They got to go down pit road. So both Goat Locker drivers coming down pit road. They'll make their stop right at lap 15. They'll put the soft tires on, and I think Scott Rankin will be coming down soon. They all have to change tires because they must swap compounds. So I would imagine ideally they'd love to keep those tires that just had on because they were really putting down some blistering fast laps. But they have to swap compounds, so that's what they're doing. And both these drivers now own the soft compound. They come out. Ryan Pendleton's going to come out with about a second. Oh, he's going to hit the inside wall. He gets loose and goes around. And Ryan Pendleton, he's going to be out of this thing. That front wing, well, he can get the front wing replaced. He's going to go back down pit road. It looks like his nose is hanging off. And my goodness. Watch right here. I don't know if he got on it just a little bit too hard and those tires gave away. I don't know how you hit the inside wall here. Oh, he hits the bump. Oh, man, a massive bump there coming off pit road. Watch this. Coming out of pit road, no issues so far. And he's going to go down into this little part right here, and there is a bump for sure. And this is the part where IndyCars can get you in trouble. Look at the tire, the left front just bouncing. Watch this. You can see that tire, that left front starting to bounce, and when it does, it starts throwing the car left to right, left to right. And when it does, he is already in trouble, and he's going to knock the front wing off. Scrubs it right against the wall, lifts the whole thing up as he climbs the wall just a little bit. And this is all happening right in front of his teammate. Gravic's going to avoid him. Ryan Pendleton now coming back down pit road. We'll hope that he can get that front wing replaced. Don't know. There it is. So he should be good to go. And he's actually going to put the hard tires back on. I think that's a good strategy. That way he can push a little bit harder. Doesn't have to worry about messing them up too bad. But he's going to be in fourth place. Got a lot of work to do. I don't think he's going to be able to make up that mistake. But, man, tough night for Ryan Pendleton. Just one little small issue, and it's all changed. Scott Rankin now comes down pit road. He'll swap over to the soft tires, and we'll see what Patrick Dravic does. He's got anything for the 156, your champion this season, Scott Rankin. Rankin going to get the tires put on. Now, Patrick Dravic's got to push here. While the undercut, I don't think really hurts much here because the first couple laps you really don't have any heat in the tires. So it's not like Dravic's going to gain an advantage by pitting early. But what he is going to gain advantage is right now because Scott Rankin's going to have to deal with those cold tires. But he comes out with almost a 2.8 second lead over Patrick. So Patrick's going to have to really push the next couple laps to try to close that gap and try to maybe force Scott Rankin into a mistake. Patrick really gaining on him right here. Just oval and road course racing are just so different. In oval racing, you want those new tires. And even in the oval side these days with the iRacing tire model, you still have to give it a couple laps. But oval laps, obviously, a lot quicker. And you can get the heat into the tires a lot faster on these road courses, you don't have the load of an oval. You get when you go into the 33-degree banking or 31 or 27, 28, it puts so much load on the right side tires that it heats up quickly, and so it doesn't take long. But here, it definitely takes a little bit extra time to get heat in all 4 tires. But Scott Rankin should have them up to heat now. So Patrick's going to have to lay down some of those laps he's been laying down early in this race and just try to stop the mistakes. That's what he can't do right now. He can't make any mistakes. And I think he can probably catch him. He was definitely pretty quick here. He still has 10 push to pass if he needs it, 10 laps to go. So Scott Rankin starting to use them. You're going to run out of time if you don't use them. And man, Patrick really being aggressive there. Scott Rankin using push to pass on every single straightaway this lap, which is a common strategy. Use those. And Patrick is being very aggressive. Gonna have to start using those push to pass though. He's banked 10 of them. He needs to catch up. I think he's got a great opportunity to win the race. He's gonna have to manage. You have to manage these tires. Don't let them slide like he did before. There he goes, push to pass. You can see those green lights blinking on the left and right side of the display on the steering wheel. So he's starting to use them now. He does have that advantage over Rankin. But Gravett, I think he can be a little bit more aggressive. Just has to minimize mistakes, and Scott Rankin just really good as he's burning through those push to pass currently. He used 2 already this particular lap. Now he's out. Got 3 left, where Patrick Gravett's got 9. So Gravett's got to start using it. He's got to stop saving it for that one section and start using them like Scott Rankin is right here, because he's losing pace with him quickly. And time's running out. I mean, we got less than probably about 12 minutes left in this race. Doesn't have a whole lot of time to run him back down, so saving them is just not going to be very effective. Lead was down to about a second and a half. Now it's back out to 3.4 seconds as they both use push to pass here. But, yeah, Dravick's going to have to. He's got to start using them every straightaway he can if he's going to try to run down Scott Rankin here. Is Rankin a little bit faster that lap. Right off this corner here, we want to see if Patrick Dravick does start to use it. He does not. So just losing opportunities for those push to pass. I think his idea is I'm going to use it every single lap on the front straightaway, and he definitely has time to do that. So I don't think that's a terrible strategy, but see if he's able to make up the difference. I mean, and it is a great strategy to use them on this front straightaway. You really got to make sure you get a good launch, and you'll get the most out of it. And push passes last as long as you got the foot on the throttle. So right here, he's getting the most out of it all the way into the corner where he lifts off the throttle. Once he lifts, that's when it goes away. So definitely the best spot to use it. But he's going to do this interior section really well. He's starting to gain back a little bit. I think Scott Rankin is going to try to bank one. He's got 1 push to pass left, so he's going to bank it for Pat if he ever gets there, try to defend. But passing here is difficult. Why, if I'm Dravick, I want to get there as soon as I possibly can. I don't want to get there with 1 lap to go. Why I wonder, maybe use those push to pass a little bit liberally here in the last 5 laps, maybe, to try to close that gap, to give you an opportunity to try to make a pass. You can see he's starting to close in on him. 2 seconds now. It's already eat up a whole second. You're going to see he's gained a ton of it right here. We'll compare speeds. We'll see what Scott Rankin's top speed is before he starts slowing down. 155, 57, 56. 165 or Dravic 170. It's almost 5 miles an hour faster down the straightaway with that push to pass. Oh, he kind of misses the corner a little bit. Man, I hate to see that. That's not what you wanted to see. Dravic going to lose all that he gained there, and he didn't even use a push to pass to try to make up for it. Man, I'm so surprised. That's why I'm in the booth, I guess. Well, I wouldn't have been able to stand it. As soon as I lift those left sides on the dirt, going through that next corner, I would hit that push to pass. I wouldn't have been able to stand it. Still got plenty of time. Needs to minimize the mistakes. So, might have a shot here at Scott Rankin. Try to get a win on the season. That'd be great. Put the Lincoln Tech, the Lara in victory lane on the final race of the season, the final race of the Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series. That'd be pretty cool. A little bit loose there, going to lose a little bit more time. So right now, Scott Rankin, last time by was about 3.5 tenths faster than Patrick. On board with Dravic. A little bit nervous there going down the court street, just trying to make sure he doesn't make any mistakes. Very aggressive on that left-hand turn. Didn't quite get it slowed up enough. Going to drive aggressively in here. Now it's his time to put the pressure to Scott Rankin. Push to pass activated. He's got 4 remaining. Scott Rankin with 1. See how close that car is getting. He kind of overdrives the first, but makes up for it. That's one thing about that turn that is nice. If you do blow the corner, you can make up for it on the exit of the second one. So, not the worst thing in the world. But right now, Scott Rankin continues to hold that gap. Patrick Dravic did gain the time he had lost from the previous lap. If he keeps that up, he will be there. He's just going to have to do that every single lap. See how close Dravic can get here. Rankin about 0.2 of a second faster that last lap, so starting to stall out here from that. Well, 4 laps to go in this race, and Scott Rankin lays down a very, very quick lap. He's got the fastest lap of the race, a 109.4. That's faster than anybody has been able to do about a second faster. So Scott obviously taking it easy there early on in this run, and now is starting to turn the wick up. As Drabic did everything he could to get there, but just not going to have enough. Great season for Scott Rankin. Got 3 wins, looking to get his 4th win of the season. He'll take the championship. Well deserved for sure. Ryan Pendleton will take 2nd in the points. I don't think he can catch Nathan Graham for 4th, so he'll come home in 5th in the points. But still a great season for those drivers. Rankin with 3 wins, Pendleton with 2, and Provo and Graham each with 1. So it's not been a dominant season, but Rankin definitely has been the most consistent. Average finish of 1st for Scott Rankin. That's pretty impressive. I bet that's about as consistent as you can get. Well, coming to the two to go. We've got a battle here for the 4th and 5th position. Jacob Ellingson and Tyler Justice. Justice started off really good, has been struggling here at the last half of the race, so I don't know if he's been on pit lane twice, so must have had some sort of incident where he had to come down and get some damage fixed. The car is in decent shape. Trying to run down Jacob Ellingson. To the corkscrew for the next to last time. Scott Rankin will take the right-hander and then left-hander back on the straightaway, take the white flag in the last lap here in the Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series, here in the Goat Locker Summer Series. And you got a couple more races this week. You got the Wednesday night series and the Thursday night. They're all going to be crowning Summer Series champions. It's been a fun little series. These weeks are a little bit more laid back, a little bit more fun, but still competitive. It's still fun to have a place to come and race every week. Goat Locker puts a lot of drivers out on the track every single week. Obviously, doing a lot of good work out there for veterans, giving out sim rigs. They've been on the radio. I mean, these guys are superstars at this point. So looking forward to, at the end of August, the fall season starting up. This is the big one. All 4 series will be rolling off each week. Just unbelievable. So, through the corkscrew, here comes Scott Rankin. A few more turns to go, and he'll lock up the race. Looks like he is going to slow up here. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe give the win to Patrick Drabic. I don't know what he's doing. So he pulls off the track. Good sportsmanship. He said, hey, I've got the championship. We'll give you the win. And there you have it. Patrick Drabic with the last lap pass. Going to put the Lincoln Tech Delara into victory lane. Scott Rankin moves over, lets him take the win. He'll take the checkered flag, and he'll get to celebrate that win here at Laguna Seca. But your champion, Scott Rankin, will take home the championship for this summer series. So congratulations to him. We'll talk to these guys. We'll get you out of here. And we'll get ready for some racing. We'll be back on Tuesday night for the Xfinity Series, I do believe. Don't I don't know if everything's been announced or talked about just yet, but I think there is plans for that. So we'll take some time off and we'll come back and we'll get ready for some oval racing in some stock cars. But here's your winner. Patrick Traffic doing donuts. We'll take a look at your results. Real quick. Gravick, Rankin, Pendleton, your top three. Jacob Ellingson in fourth. Tyler Justice in fifth. And Joe Hobbs without by lap one. So did not have a great shot, great start for him. But there is your results. Boom, big hit. All right, well, we'll take, well, we're not going to take any breaks. We're going to jump right into the interviews, talk to these guys. We'll get you out of here. And, let everybody get out of here for tonight. Let's bring Pat up into the booth. Pat, this Eddie in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. Got a copy.
Well, I got to say, man, I mean, I know Scott pulled over and let you have that one at the end, but man, I think you had something for him here in this race. You came ready to go. It seemed like you had some good speed. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna say you probably have run a few laps here at Laguna Seca before.
Yeah, well, I mean, what a fun track, man. And what a cool way to end the summer series here with IndyCar than here at Laguna Seca. I'd put in a lot of work over the past couple days, just trying to get ready for this race. I spent all season, chasing Scott Rankin, Ryan Pendleton, Provo, and Graham, and wanted to show up today with some speed, and definitely had some speed in this Lincoln Tech 07.
Yeah, and you're right up there in the mix. A couple mistakes out of a couple drivers, and you were able to sneak up in there and be in the hunt. And you came out of pit road. Yeah, it's a really good, some good pit strategy, but came out just a little bit behind Scott Rankin. Just could never run him down there at the end. But man, super fast, really, really quick. And how cool is it to put the Lincoln Tech Dallara in victory lane on the final race of the Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series?
I mean, you take him any way you can get him. That was a class act move by Scott. Scott is awesome. I can't say enough about having him back here at Goat Locker Racing, being involved in those types of things. And we're coming down to the checkered, and Scott came across the mic and he's like, "Hey, man, ran a hell of a race here today and a hell of a season, man. Go ahead and take the checkered flag." And I mean, class act move. But yeah, cool way to end the season. Love to put the Lincoln Tech 07 into victory lane here at Laguna Seca, and just kind of cap off what a fun season, man.
Well, and with that, not that I don't know how much you care about this, but with that one move by Scott Rankin and you getting that win, that puts you ahead of Nathan Graham, puts you third in the points. So you're able to jump two guys here tonight, and you'll come away first in the race and third in the points. Pretty good season out of you, man. I know you're from Indiana, so IndyCar is definitely a big thing up there, but you've been strong. I mean, there's been four guys that kind of pulled away: Graham, Provo,
Yep.
Ryan Pendleton, Scott Rankin. They were kind of in their own zones a lot of time, but you were right there behind. Another season of this, I think maybe you're up there challenging these guys. But it's been a great season, and congratulations on the win and great season for you. I mean, an average finish of fourth, that's pretty damn good. So congratulations, brother. Who you got to thank?
Well, obviously, Lincoln Tech, a huge partner of ours. They're on the side of the car. They sponsored, the summer series here in the IndyCar series, and for the fall series coming up, they're going to sponsor the entire fall series, which is awesome. Jam Printing Promotions, Cruising Classics, the Veterans for Life Foundation. This upcoming season, the Veterans for Life Racing is coming on board. So a lot of huge announcements coming along with that. And right now roofing and just all of our partners at NVETS and the Department of Veterans Affairs here in the state of Indiana, everything that makes Goat Locker Racing go as a nonprofit, all the cool stuff that we're doing off the track as well. And then, Eddie, I got a lot of love for you. And the broadcast that you put on, the support that you've given Goat Locker Racing over the years is tremendous. And, I think it's awesome for the fall season coming up. We're going to have you on tap for a couple nights a week again. So I'm super looking forward to that. But thanks to everybody that came out and raced in this IndyCar series. Thank you to Lincoln Tech. And I'll take the win, baby. I'll take it.
There you go. Well, there you have it. Your winner here tonight, Patrick Travick. Well, let's move on to the next driver in the field, and oh, of no consequence, it is your champion this season. Comes home in second in the race with a little wave and a gift given to Patrick there on the final lap. Had this thing won, but he's already got the championship. Didn't want to be greedy. Scott Rankin, this Eddie, you got a copy?
Yeah, man, and that's what it's about, really. It's all about the respect and Pat and Ryan and everyone here do such a great job with putting the league on and everything they do. It's what's one more win to me? It doesn't really mean all that lot, but instead I can turn that around and really show a gesture to somebody who I think thoroughly deserves it. So that's what it was all about.
Yeah, we talked about it during the race. The only thing about it though, it really kind of messed you up. I mean, you had an average finish of first, and with that one move there on the last lap, you now average finish of second. So, I mean, I know you're disappointed about that. I mean, that's real disappointing for your season to go from average finish of first to second with that one move. But no, man, incredible season. You showed that you said at the beginning of the season, you said, "I want to show what I got." I heard y'all were doing IndyCar. I want to show this is my domain, and you definitely showed that the season. Just incredible every single week. You had 3 wins. You should have had 4 there, and that was head and shoulders above everybody else. So congratulations on the championship. Really great season. A lot of fun to watch. I think these guys learned a lot from you, and I think that's a cool thing. Hopefully one day we'll revisit this again. But man, congratulations on the championship. And as always, man, who you got to thank?
First and foremost, just the league, everyone that supports the league. I want to say a big shout out to probably one of my biggest buddies that I can just sort of pat on the back and just say, hey, you're a bit of a dick, and I love that about you. Which is Ellingson. Cannot say that much enough about Jacob Ellingson. It's been really, really interesting to keep following along with Pagan's racing career and offer little tidbits and insights where I can. I love just keeping an eye out for them, and Jake really epitomizes to me. He's a bit of a larrikin. He's about as close to an Australian that you're going to get in this league that's not Australian. So yeah, every time I'm out, there's always banter back and forth with Jake, and he's one of the big reasons I come back out here. I want to say a big shout out, like I said, to all the guys that run the league, to Pat and Ryan, who've done a phenomenal job, and the other guy whose name has just gone off the top of my head, Jamie. I'm sorry, I'm operating on about 2 hours sleep at the moment. So, yeah, I want to say a big shout out to everyone that's a part of this league, to be perfectly honest. Yourself, Eddie, for running the broadcast. As much as we used to come to blows out on the track, I actually thoroughly miss those days because it was about one-upping each other. It was about improving. And, yeah, so that's been awesome. To Lincoln Tech for coming on board, being the specific series sponsor. That's phenomenal, and for them to extend their partnership with the league once again. To all the league sponsors as well. Everyone that supports what's going on here is just, you cannot say enough about it. The fact that the sponsors continually come on board and continue to keep pushing through just says so much about what's going on here and the package that's going on. To my personal sponsors, I want to say a shout out to Maconi Setup Shops and Neuropower. Neuropower have been really, really big for me, trying to find myself and keeping me grounded over here and keep getting me back into racing. And then finally, Big Mike. He's just the heart and soul of everything Indy Autosports, Tokyo Drift, the team. I miss racing enduros with those guys like you would not believe. He's been a big supporter. He's been out here, even though he cannot race, encouraging me, making sure that I'm here, making sure that I'm doing well. So to Mike Browning, big shout out. And yeah, I hope that says the love that I have for this place and how much I really miss racing here.
All right. Well, there you have it. Scott Rankin, your champion this season, takes second place here tonight. And then we'll get third place in here. Ryan Pendleton, the head honcho here in the IndyCar series. Ryan, tough night tonight. You ran off there running side by side through a pretty sketchy corner to be side by side. I wanted to see y'all come through with that one, but dropped the tires off, and boy, it was off to the races then. But you're able to recover, man. Get a third place. You're running hard there at the end, try to make up that ground. Just that one mistake cost you a lot. Have to go back and get that wing fixed.
Yeah, not an optimal night for me, where I kind of needed everything to go in my way, things I could control and things I couldn't, and I didn't even do the things I could control, right? So, huge shout out to Scott. He was great all season, just consistent and fast. Not surprised. So huge shout out to him. Glad he won it. Glad he raced with us. Always good to have him. Really appreciative of everyone who came out. I know we had some participation drop off there at the end, which is normal, but you and I had talked about it. This was new for Goat Locker, and I think overall it was a success. Guys got out here, tried something new, learned if they liked it, learned if they didn't. Some guys stuck with it, some guys didn't. But overall, I'm happy we could put this on for Lincoln Tech. Like I've said in the multiple interviews before, this is just the beginning of our partnership with them. So least we could do is name this series after them. There'll be more named after them, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm just really appreciative of you all season broadcasting for us with 17 cars or 5. So we appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to try something new, even if the participation maybe doesn't show. It doesn't really matter. The competitiveness is still there. The week in week out, the races were close, and there was a lot of good racing. So, I'd rather have 5 drivers on the track that are racing really hard, racing well together, make compelling races than 30, that are full of caution laps. So, I mean, there's silver linings in all of it. And I think the series has been a success. I've really enjoyed it. I mean, and no slouch, you are sitting second in points. That's where you'll finish, and you also have an average finish of second. So, not to be overlooked is Ryan Pendleton in your run this season, and just how well you were running up front every single week. Couple of mistakes, I think, is really what was the difference. But you end up 9 points back from Scott Rankin, who I felt like had a pretty dominant season. So no slouch you are in this season. You've been pretty incredible. So congratulations on a great season. Congratulations on running such a great season in a 3rd place here tonight. Who you got to thank?
Yeah, I appreciate it, Eddie. And, first, again, I'll thank you for doing this for us. We love watching the broadcast. Everyone that supports Goat Locker loves V-Speed and watching the broadcast back. Lincoln Tech, one more time, huge coming in. NVETS, Relevant Sound, Jam Printing Promotions, Cruising Classics, all of our sponsors and partners that have been with us for a long time and new. We're about to start the fall season, so really can't wait to get our sponsors' names out there and get back to some real playoff racing with the Cup cars, what this league was kind of started with. Yeah, just everyone who supports us. Couldn't thank them enough.
All right. Well, there you have it. Ryan Pendleton, 3rd place here tonight, 2nd place in the championship, and 1st in our hearts. And, that'll do it for us here tonight. That'll do it for this season, as we'll end it here at Laguna Seca. What a great place to have a final race. Great track. And looking forward to getting some, which I think it'll be Xfinity, but don't quote me on that. But I think I'm ready to get some big fields back out here, have some really close racing, some great battles. And Tuesday is always delivered in that way. All the Goat Locker guys definitely appreciate all the work they do. Bradley and Adam over at V-Speed for what they do. They do a lot of work for this channel. We definitely appreciate them. And all you viewers out there, everybody that watches, I know it's a tough watch sometimes to watch 5 guys, but we try to do the best we can to make it exciting. And I know the guys, when they go back and watch it, they love to have the support in chats. Appreciate that all season as well. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in about a month. Kick off the fall season. It's going to be a good one. Y'all come back out and see it. I want to thank all the sponsors again: Lincoln Tech, Jam Printing Promotions, Veterans for Life, Cruising Classic, Big Fish Barbecue, and among others. Just a ton of sponsors. So always kind of check back if you're just a viewer of Goat Locker. Don't sleep just because it's not a broadcast. Doesn't mean there's stuff not happening with Goat Locker. There's stuff going on all the time. More to come. It's going to be great. See these guys in the trajectory of going up. It's just awesome to watch, and I'm just blessed to be a part of it. So we'll see y'all in just a few weeks. We'll be off, and we'll be back ready to roll. Got the Friday Night Truck Series. It'll be starting back up. That's going to be fun. Looking forward to all those things. We'll see y'all next time. Head on over to National 360 for the next couple nights as they close out those 2 races. It's going to be worth the watch for sure. All right, guys, y'all have a good one. We'll see you later.